You know you can't roam without seeds.
I know you love to show off, but I never thought.
I'm not setting up some regular cube ecosystem. It will be something you have never seen before with unique designs and mind-blowing creatures. But all great things start with small beginnings. Experience the artistry and passion that went into creating this slice of nature. This is called substrate. It will distribute nutrients to the roots of my plants. It will be perfect underneath a gorgeous riverbed sand you will see soon. I have these rocks that I will use to make a landscape. After putting them in, I realized they were too big for this 5-gallon aquarium. So I got to smashing to make them small enough to work with. I then spent hours trying to figure out the best way to position these rocks until I decided on this. I'll add more height once the tank is full. I'm using this 3D pen to make my favorite part of this aquascape. And some pebbles to disguise the filament. It's a tunnel for my fish to hide in. I must have a solid foundation for a strong ecosystem. So, I'm using filter media and this Gorilla Glue gel to glue these rocks together. Later, I will add more rocks when there's water to stabilize it. This process took hours, and it was hard not to scratch the glass. You will soon see that the results are worth the wait. My favorite part, adding the plants. After adding half of the plants I'll be using, it was time for the key part to this aquascape. The topsoil, the difference between failure and success. I had to use this sand because the color stuck out to me so much. I loved how the bag was resealable, so I don't have to transfer it to a Ziploc. It's a riverbed-inspired sand, so it has twigs, pebbles, and tiny particles of sand. Although it's pre-washed, WEO recommends washing just in case dust forms from shipping. Would you look at that golden sand? To prevent the sand and soil from mixing, I got the substrate super wet. This will prevent the sand from falling in the cracks. It's non-toxic and inspired by the Congo River in Africa. I had an idea to showcase the sand even more. Using this moss and flourish glue, I was able to make the part you have been waiting for. By making a circle with the moss, I made a sand pit for the creatures to play in. Also some mini ones along the side. Along the rocks, I glued Java fern to suck in nitrates. The twigs from the pit won't sink on their own. I first boiled them for 5 minutes, then I broke them to keep the size I want. To keep them down, I glued them to the rocks and the pebbles. Finally, my work is complete. After filling up my hard work, it was time for final touches. Three weeks I waited. The moss and the Java fern in the back didn't get enough light. Only the moss directly under the light survived. It's time for more light. The link of this clip-on light is down below. Will more light save the plants in time for the fish? While the plants were healing, I got the crab that I'm sure most of you have never heard of. Hint hint, they're the cheerleaders of the aquatic world. They're called Pom Pom crabs. Immediately when I put them in, they did the crab walk and started digging in the sand. This WEO sand is best for crabs because they like to dig and climb over things like rocks and twigs. They spent their days exploring the aquarium and slurping bloodworms like they were noodles. Eating sand was another hobby, Good thing it's non-toxic. Cheerleaders need someone to cheer on, so I got 10 new friends for my Pom Pom crabs. These are 10 out of 50 baby mystery snails I have raised. Will they be able to coexist peacefully with the crabs? It seemed like a perfect match at first. But soon chaos happened. The crabs started attacking. I quickly shooed the crab away. The situation only got worse, leaving me debating if the snails were safe in the tank. Surprisingly, the snails were fearless and showed the crabs who were the boss. This snail was brave enough to eat a bloodworm next to a crab. Most of the time, the crabs would steal bloodworms from a snail. They lived in peace since then, and the snails started to outgrow the crabs. The crabs were usually running around their home, eating and acting like they owned the place. But for the past 4 days, they were in hiding, not eating food and hanging by the rocks. I was cleaning my aquarium and I saw this. I took it out thinking it was a dead crab. It was so relieving when I found out that it was just a molt. I left it in there because crabs eat their molts. As you can see, this crab dragging his molt to eat it. When I saw all 3 of my crabs running around, I was so happy because it meant they survived their first molt. I wish I knew that hiding and not eating are early signs that a crab is about to shed. Secretly growing and populating were these little guys. Crabs and snails won't control this overpopulation, so back to the fish store. I have never kept these 2 types of fish and am eager to see them swimming in their new home. The next 2 are clown killifish, also known as rocketfish. The next 5 are white rice fish. This mystery snail wanted to meet them first. They were as happy as could be. The owners and the internet said Pom Pom crabs were friendly towards fish, which I thought was true. Until, in only a week, the numbers reduced from 7 to 3 fish. With no signs of dead fish, I knew this was no coincidence. Berta, Herman, or Jimbo snatched them. I feed my crabs every day, but I guess they wanted an extra snack. I moved my rice fish into a 20-gallon aquarium where they will have more swimming room and no fear of cheerleaders eating them. Since you watched to the end, here's a 10% discount code for anything on Leo's website, from the riverbeds, which I got, roots, wetland soil, gravel, plants, and stones. Hurry because it ends in a year. Use code AquaticTips10 at checkout. Thanks for watching.